Hey, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel. So Charleston White was already trying to get Boosie in trouble, and he was calling the feds on Boosie. He was calling the feds on Tootie Raw and Finesse2tymes. So we're about to get all into that. Subscribe if you're a Boosie fan. Comment. Let me know where y'all from, who you rocking with, and go ahead and drop a like. Let's get right into it, man. So you already know that Charleston White and Boosie have been going at it for months and months. Charleston White has it out to get all the rappers and basically anybody who says anything against him or like tries to diss him or speaks back and just reacts in response to him. He's always trying to get them locked up or trying to call somebody on them. And that's the same thing when Boosie and T.I.'s son and all that had the issues with Charleston White. This was the same time where Tootie Raw and Charleston White was getting into it because of the fact that they said that they was going to get Charleston White. And so it's no surprise that you see Charleston White actually calling CPS on Finesse2tymes kid. He's actually calling the laws and trying to tell him what Boosie was doing, this and that and the third, allegedly, everything alleged. But it's like because that they had these issues that Charleston White was definitely now looking at it like he was laughing when he saw Boosie go down, man. And it's not a laughing matter because you don't want to see anybody have to have something like that happen to them unless they did it to themselves, right? But Charleston White basically cursed Boosie and them because he was begging, he was praying that they have some kind of downfall and some kind of trouble. And, you know, maybe basically Charleston White spoke it in and he could have made a lot of claims to where they was looking at, man, Charleston White already seen everything Boosie was doing. And he was already trying to call the feds on him a lot of times and saying, hey, Boosie doing this. He got kids with him. He's doing that, this in the car. And so he was basically out to get Boosie. A lot of people was hating on him, but there's a lot of people out there who are Boosie fans that think he's a real, you know, stand-up guy and whatever for speaking out on a lot of the issues that he's been speaking out on in the last few months where he's going on Vlad TV. And the first thing Boosie did when he actually got in is with his free phone call, he called Vlad TV and he was like, man, Vlad, you would not believe what happened today. I got a crazy interview story for you. So just make sure you come and get me out of here. And they went, you know, so that they could go back to the Vlad studio and film another interview because you already know that Boosie stay on Vlad. Like when they asked Boosie where he works and what he does for a job, he just said that he works for Vlad TV, that he's over there doing that. He's an actor on there. And that way, you know, they don't think that he's a rapper and give him more time. And that's how he was actually able to get out so early, was because through the connections with Vlad, through the connections with a lot of other people. And maybe, you know, they really sat there and looked at it like, okay, Boosie's actually connected to the Vlad and a couple of the different things. So they knew that all of that was basically coming back full circle to where that's all going to lead to where people gonna find out. And so that's why they let him go, because a lot of people already think that, oh, okay, anybody that's on Vlad, they might get watched by the feds, they might do this, they might do that. And so that's how when he told them that he was on Vlad and that he had to get back there, they called Vlad just to verify, make sure everything was good and that everything was fine over there. They you know, talked with him and was like, this is Boosie, this is your people and everything. You know, they had to verify and all that. They called Jay Prince, and Boosie was calling Jay Prince, and he was like, man, you got to get me out of this situation. You know, he's trying to basically amend all the relationships so that people could be there and help him to get him out. And Boosie got out quick, man. So they must have came together with the bond quick. They must have called the judge. He probably knew a few people to be able to get out that jam, because a lot of people think that there's no way if it was a regular person and not him, that he would have been able to get off of what he just got caught with in a matter of less than 24 hours. There's no way that any regular person would have that happen. Any regular person would have got 10 years for that, especially due to the fact that he already had a rap sheet history on papers of doing the same thing or something related to it, where they would normally, if you get caught the second time, that's when they really coming down with the harsh punishments, and you got to actually be in there for months to years, you know, until they go to. So they came to some type of agreement, some type of resolve. You don't know if they found a way to find like some super lawyer that found some tricks in the book to get everything thrown out. Maybe it was they didn't completely stop him the right way. Maybe they didn't have the whole entire probable cause and everything. So that's why they really, once they had Boosie explain the story to them, they instantly went and got the body cam footage. If you haven't seen the body cam footage, you need to binge watch my last 2 videos and you could watch the whole entire thing on how the whole story went down. But basically, once Boosie told them, his super lawyers and the law team, the attorneys, exactly what had happened, they knew that they made a mistake by pulling him out without reading him the proper phrase. They supposed to read you a sentence before they yank you out the car or whatever. So whatever they did, and however Boosie explained it to his peoples, they knew that they were in the wrong and that it wasn't going to be justified, that Boosie was going to be able to maybe get off this charge, or because unless they screwed up and that they messed up big time, they wouldn't have normally let him out. So they had to have known that somebody made a mistake when doing the whole entire procedure, and that let Boosie get freed. And so a lot of people, they were starting to make free Boosie shirts. And by the time they put the O's in Boosie, he was already out and free, and they was watching him on live. And they're like, okay, well, I guess I don't need to make these shirts anymore because Boosie's actually free. And so the only way that they could get him free with that short amount of time and less than 24 hours off of getting caught with what he got caught with in Cali, there's only 2 ways it goes down. Either the people who stopped him made a big mistake and all of it is going to get thrown out the window and he's going to beat the case and beat the trial and get out the jam, or they may have asked him, do they know this or that? But a lot of people know Boosie did not tell. Whoever said that Boosie told and to get himself out of the Duke 093 the jeweler situation, man, that's not verified yet. So we have to look into all of that. If Boosie really actually got pressed and got caught up for the Duke 093 thing, then the only person that could really be there to take the fall, because they still looking for that 19-year-old cousin. And so unless they asked Boosie to tell on his cousin, or they made a mistake when they stopped them and the whole thing's going to get thrown out, that's the only 2 ways that you could get out of the charge on what Boosie got caught with in less than 24 hours. And so a lot of people think it was the fact that they found the surveillance footage and the body cam, and when they matched it up, they seen that they made the mistake and didn't do everything properly. And so that might just get Boosie a slap on the wrist to where they really can't actually press anything, even if he did actually have the stuff on him. And if it was actually his, they still can't do anything about it, because when you stop somebody, you have to do it in a certain way, or else it's like you capturing somebody and pirating them or hijacking them, just like how the pirates do. So you can't be doing that. You have to do everything by the books. And so Boosie's team knows that. So they smart enough to catch them red-handed in the act of making that mistake so they could throw the whole case out. And then on the Duke 093 situation, RIP to Duke the jeweler. He was a big legend in Chicago, big minority-owned jewelry expert, and what happened is that the fact that a lot of people think that, they still trying to figure out the justice behind Duke the jeweler, and that's why they think that this might have something to do with Boosie getting stopped and questioned and taken in for interrogation overnight. So it could have really been to where they got him and made it look like they booked him in for the night and released him and that it was some other thing, but it really could have been for the interrogation and the questioning of Duke 093 the jeweler. So may he continue to rest in peace, and condolences to the family. But go ahead, binge watch all the videos, and I'm going to catch you on the next one. Make sure you go ahead, subscribe to this channel, comment down below, like this video, and let me know where y'all from and who you a fan of or who you rocking with. I'm going to catch you later. Peace.